This time on the Gadget Show Web TV, we take a look at the Wall of Fame's best bits. John casts his gaze over the new Sony Walkman, and I'll get you up to speed with the latest Gadget news. Hello and welcome to Web TV. Coming up, we're going to take a look back over the Wall of Fame and to see John make those all-important decisions. First up though, it's time to see what he thinks about the new Sony Walkman.
This is Sony's brand new, jolly expensive flagship media player, their Walkman X series. With its sizable touchscreen and its choice of 16 gigabytes or 32 gigabytes of flash memory, it's quite clearly in the market dominated by Apple's iPod Touch. The actual touchscreen is slightly smaller than the Touches. It's 3 inches across rather than 3.5 inches. It only has 432 by 240 pixels as opposed to 480 by 320 pixels. Doesn't sound much of a difference. It actually does all make it feel considerably smaller. It does, however, use OLED technology rather than LCD. That means bright, rich colours, and it also helps with the battery life. Sony are claiming an impressive 33 hours listening to music and also a very impressive 9 hours watching video. Now, the actual touch screen itself is very good. You can really swish your way through the really rather delightful interface, including one of those artwork modes when you've got a spare moment. You can flick through that. It's not all down to touch though. You get hard buttons for play and pause, forward and back at the top, a home button here on the front, a slightly awkward hold button on the back, and volume control on the case itself. Now, this metal crackle finish, I wasn't entirely convinced when I got that out of the box, but it has grown on me. Initially I thought it had gone mouldy, but it is definitely an antidote to the sort of chrome and gloss look that you get, for example, on the Touch. As you'd expect from a Sony media player, the sound quality is excellent. And there's much more body and depth and detail to the sound than you get through an iPod, and I tried it with a variety of headphones and it worked well with all of them. Sony's supplied pair of earbuds come with built-in digital noise cancellation that you can select through the menu on the player to work in office, aeroplane or bus and train environments. Now, unfortunately, on the test unit, one of the earbuds was incomplete, so I can't say I've tested this 100%, but doing the best that I could with my finger in one ear and the earbud in the other, I concluded it worked up to a point, but that it wasn't as effective as a separate, bulkier pair of noise-cancelling headphones like the Dens I tried here a few months back. You can drag and drop directly using Windows Explorer, or you can use Windows Media Player 11, in which case the artwork does as it's told and comes across properly while syncing. It supports a fairly wide range of audio formats, although there's no OGG support, there's no lossless support, you can't do gapless playback, and there's no creating playlists on the fly. And while we're at it, there's no DivX support in the video department. Although once you've actually converted a video to the precise format demanded by the player, the actual quality of the video playback is pretty good. And it'll play back files from the BBC iPlayer that you can download over the unit's Wi-Fi. Also, while you're using the Wi-Fi, you can investigate the built-in YouTube application. Video quality is quite good on that too, although when you're searching for videos, it's really rather laborious. You have to use a texting-style keypad to enter text. There's also a web browser, but it's frankly dreadful. The text input when you're entering addresses or doing searches is as laborious as ever, and the screen feels very small and very crowded, very clumsy. The icons are too big. It is hopelessly outclassed in this department by the Touch. So as a pure music player, the new X series is a pretty desirable piece of kit. It's great for serious music lovers, but the farther you get away from those core abilities, the more it loses out to the Touch.
Now, with more and more games being released for the mobile phone, games producer NG Moko have released a great tool which creates a social gaming service for the iPhone, and they're calling it the Plus platform. Now, Plus shares a number of similar features to Microsoft's Xbox Live service, such as the ability to create your own user profile, build a list of friends, and keep a track of your gaming progress across multiple titles. The launch of Plus ties in very nicely with the recent launch of Apple's iPhone 3GS handset, and the first game to be compatible with the service is NG Moko's Star Defense. But there will be more than just NG Moko titles available, because they're planning on opening up the service to other publishers and developers of iPhone games. Plus will also feature integrated Twitter and Facebook, but details on how they'll work or when they'll be added are still vague. Sony released their 11-inch OLED TV screen to the UK market earlier this year. And it looks as though LG have decided to jump on the bandwagon by announcing the release of their 15-inch version that was demonstrated as a prototype at CES this year. Now, this isn't the first time that LG have dabbled in OLED technology, with their latest handsets sporting AM OLED screens. But it is a significant launch for both the company and the technology. But the bad news is they're releasing it to the Korean market first. Sony is the only company with an OLED TV screen on the market, and it's currently priced at around £3,500. So hopefully this will inspire LG to come in at a much lower price when their 15-inch version finally hits the UK shelves sometime next year. Come on, LG, you know you want to. Last series we introduced a new feature, something we like to call the Gadget Show's Wall of Fame. Let's take a look back.
Each week on the Wall of Fame, we look at one particular area of gadgetry and choose the most iconic gadget from that category to join our Wall of Fame.
DVD is a simple but effective, groundbreaking bit of tech.
VHS is the gadget world's toughest street fighter.
I'm just saying goodbye! No! Hello?
Gotta go.
Beat it, darling, I'm hoovering.
The only vacuum cleaner that deserves to go on the Wall of Fame is the Dyson. Yes, check out the Financial Times. They're calling me a cult.
All right. I mean, these are both fantastically designed products with wonderful histories attached, and actually sort of deciding between them is going to be phenomenally difficult. Oh, God, it's the loving detail of that Hornby versus the excitement of the Scale Extric. And you got the lovely British charm of the C5 versus the not quite as popular as it was supposed to be, but still fun Segway. Something mundane turned exciting versus just being able to do it at all being a revolution.
Sexy new revolution.
I mean, as ever, they both deserve a place really on the Wall of Fame. They're both tremendously important cameras, but I've got to choose between them. Ooh, BlackBerry, Scion, BlackBerry. Ooh, what's it going to be? iMac versus ZX Spectrum, both legends. The original versus the one that's moved things on so much, both from the same manufacturer. This is a difficult decision. This is a difficult decision. Game Boy DS, BlackBerry, Scion, BlackBerry. Oh, this is difficult.
Look at it! It's so sexy!
This is the most difficult contest, the most closely matched battle in the Wall of Fame yet. I've got to choose between one and the other.
You've no idea how difficult this is.
Oh, but I think if you can imagine a wall without one of these, the one it would be most difficult to imagine it without is the BlackBerry, the Scale Extric, yes, the Game Boy. Yes! And I think the winner really is quite obvious. It's going to be Susan's VHS, and the winner is Space Invaders, the Segway, the iPod, the box, the Dyson,
Dyson Power!
the ZX Spectrum.
Hey!
Who's the daddy now?
Yes! It deserves its place on the Gadget Show's Wall of Fame.
You can see all of those battles in full on our website, and there'll be more Wall of Fame to come in the new series of The Gadget Show, which starts on Monday, 3rd of August on 5. Now that's all we've got time for this week, but we'll be back at the same time next week with more web TV. Don't forget to keep an eye on our website for exclusive videos and vlogs. And in the meantime, if you want to give us your opinions on the items you think should have made it onto our Gadget Show Wall of Fame, by all means do Twitter us.